All right, let's go. Let's do this.
All right, first episode. We got my boy Brandon.
I'm ready for the world.
E Squared Podcast. Hold on. What's your name now? Is it Brandon? I know he's Brandon, but is it Bonks or what?
It's Brandon and it's Bonks.
Or is it no good Brandon? Like, what do you know when you're out in the world and you're moving and grooving? What do you introduce yourself as?
Brandon.
Okay, you're Brandon.
But my friends call me Bonks. Like
Bonks.
My oldest friends.
Right,
call me
that's
Bonks.
the b-boy name.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that about you.
Yeah.
That you were a b-boy.
Yeah.
When'd you start b-boying?
Oh, is that feedback? Hold on.
Yeah.
My bad.
Radiation.
Started in like 07.
Oh, in high school.
Yeah.
Damn. So how'd you get into that?
How did I get into that? I've always been into breaking. Like as a kid, I used to watch like Beat Street and all that other shit like that, and like Wild Style and like all those like 80 docs on hip hop culture and or like 70 docs, 80 docs on hip hop culture and stuff like that. So I've always been into it. And then in high school, I met somebody that was doing it. I had like this kid that lived behind me that was breaking, and then my homie Freddie started breaking, and it was just something, like I said, I was always into. So then I just started breaking.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
That shit's, man, breakdancing is so dope. Think like mainstream people or mainstream media. You don't see breaking like that. You don't see breakdancing on ESPN or anything like that. So I think a lot of people think of hip hop as just the music and, and DJing and all that. But breakdancing is like, dude, it's the rawest energy ever.
It's like for sure a huge part of hip hop culture. And like there's a lot of elements to breaking culture, to b-boy culture that, that apply to like anything else you do within, hip hop culture or working in music and stuff like that. Like, it teaches you character, like it teaches you, loyalty and stuff like that. Cause you're in a crew and you're with a bunch of guys that you spend a lot of hours with. You usually end up like living with your crew, you're breaking with your crew, you're traveling with your crew. So it like gives you like I said, like a sense of like unity and a sense of like loyalty and something to work for, because like your crew is everything in breaking, and like your reputation and like your respect, like getting respect is like everything in breaking. So it teaches you a lot about that stuff.
Yeah, I'll be forever indebted to the b-boy breakdancing community, because they really, I really got my start doing the events.
Yeah.
Get busy through you and met b-boy Smurf and went in Chinese and it went from there. So but congratulations on a different topic on your new first artist getting signed to a major label.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
It's cool. Like we just signed Tux to.
Is it one Tux or only Tux or just Tux?
Just Tux.
TUXX.
Yeah, we're trying to get the just regular Tux handle right now. That one's there because there's
somebody else got it. Some dude in Maryland or some shit.
Yeah,
got it.
It's like an inactive account with like 16.
Yeah.
It follows 16 people.
How do you go about doing that? Like you have to
just reach out to Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much reach out to Instagram or like find a hacker to figure out a way to get
you can do it like that?
Yeah, I mean, there's always
well,
a
if
way.
It's an inactive account, can Instagram just override that though?
I think, and I'm pretty sure like Instagram has like a thing where they don't want just a bunch of inactive accounts sitting on their platform.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure like if you reach out to Instagram and you're like, there's this account and I'm a business, I'm an artist, I kind of need this account. It's sitting inactive with no followers. And honestly,
you just need the handle.
Yeah, and honestly, like if you're like a creative or someone like an influencer, an artist, or someone that drives traffic to Instagram, why wouldn't they want to give you the handle? Because it only benefits their platform. It makes it easier for people to find you, and therefore like it makes it easier for like everybody to just interact on your page, which means
it benefits them. Yeah.
Benefits Instagram. So.
Dude, Tux is nice. Tux is nice.
Yeah.
I love his music, and I'm usually like I'm very critical and very hard to be impressed by music, especially with these young kids. But that motherfucker he's like we were just talking about a second ago. He's out of here, man.
Yeah.
He's out of here.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think is going to be his? Just like what do you think he needs to work on the most to go to the next level?
I think it's just with him, like right now, especially with working with the guys at Internet Money, like all the producers and especially with like Nick Mira and like, you know, Taz putting in his input on stuff and us working together, I think it's just about really making that big hit. Like the production, you know, Nick Mira is, like I said earlier, like when we were talking, like Nick Mira is, you know, definitely one of the biggest, one of the most influential producers of like this generation, like hands down. Like that guy is a musical genius. Like I've watched him make beats and like it's literally like he's playing a video game. He just goes crazy. Like super talented guy. So, you know, with him working with like Nick and there's other guys over there that are really dope. Like some of the younger guys like Rio, Overseas, Cody. Like Cody's not really one of the younger guys, but you know, like he's someone that's dope over there at Internet Money too. But like Cody and all those other guys, I think working with them, like it's just a matter of time until they make a hit, because this is a team of producers and like a camp that's what they do. Like they're like on everyone's on everyone's album. They get placements all the time. You know what I mean? Like
you just need the team around them.
Yeah. So we got the team around them now, and I think it's just like confidence, and then within time, just like I said, making that hit, understanding like this is what you do. It's no longer a hobby. Like you're signed, you got bread, you got resources.
You gotta take it serious.
You gotta take it serious. So I think like that transition, and once he full on has like, doesn't have to worry about like other things like, you know, money or like just bullshit, because he's in an environment where he can just constantly create. I think that's just gonna like naturally bring out the best in him. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think that's just like really what's missing is just
he's so good, dude.
Yeah.
He's so good, man. Like I'm really excited to see this next year or two, you know. But so you're his manager, so you went and got him, you know, out of Arizona before he was, you know, when he was up and coming. Obviously, he showed promise and had talent. But what did you see? What did you see in him? You know, to be like, I want to invest my time in this dude.
The thing with me and like when I reach out to artists, it's I gotta be like a fan. Like when I heard Tux's music, I was playing it over and over and over and over again, and like I was just like a huge fan. Of what he was doing. And so, you know, I just reached out, and then he's one state over, which made it easier. So then, like, brought him to Vegas. We went to LA and, like, just started talking. And, you know, over the time that we've, like, you know, linked up or whatever, we've developed, like, a pretty core circle of friends between, like, his friends in Arizona. He's friends with Koi, and we work with the guys that shoot his videos, which are his best friends. And, like, we've kind of made, like, this really, really dope network of, like, creators, and artists, and just
is he gonna stick with those guys?
Yeah,
his shooters.
Yeah. Okay. There's no. I mean, like I feel like
he shouldn't. If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. Like in my opinion, Overcast and what they're doing right now, they're up next. You know, like the quality of the videos and like just knowing how hard these guys work, just from like dealing with them. And I talk to the Overcast guys almost every day, whether it's between like Tux or just other shit or Koi, like we all talk often, you know what I mean? So these guys they got it, and once they're doing everything on like low budgets, it's crazy.
You don't need much anymore to shoot a video. You can shoot a video on your iPhone.
Yeah, they'll shoot a video, and like a thing with like, especially when like labels calling, the question they'll bring up is like, how much do they charge you, or how much did it cost? Like they all want to know. Like they're also curious to like what these guys, like what their budget is, and like how Overcast is shooting these videos and stuff. And like I love it because it just shows that, you know, we're getting shit done, because everyone's so curious about like how is it getting done, how much is it. Like,
there's so many resources.
Trying to figure it out. Yeah.
So many resources now just for free that if you just have initiative and you really want to do what you want to do, like shooting videos. Yeah. There's you know, it's YouTube University, man. You can learn anything on YouTube. You know, so there's just trial and error, but like those things used to be, you know, used to need a budget to shoot a good video, but it's just not the case anymore. Yeah,
and now like with budgets, we go even crazier.
Oh,
yeah. So, but it's just like skill and like work ethic and just knowing like, okay, I want to do something, so I'm gonna figure it out. Yeah. Those guys are really, really good at that. Yeah. So like Tux, you know, like between all of that, we linked up. He was in Arizona. Those guys are in Arizona, and like I said, we have a really cool like circle of friends, and it just works. So. Yeah, that's what it's been. Like, me and him have just, been kicking it, like, open line. Like, I'm never the kind of manager to, like, apply pressure or, like, put kids in weird situations or, like, wave money in front of them to be like, yo, come over here. Like, it's all natural. You know what I mean? Like,
that's how it has to be. It has to be organic.
Yeah, I'm a big guy on, like, trust and, like, you understanding and, like, seeing how I move. And, like, you naturally wanting to fuck with me versus me being like, I got a couple grand to put into this. And, like, I'm not, at the end of the day, I'm not really an investor. Like, I'm there to, like, make sure your business is straight.
Yeah, it's always not. It's not always about the money. I mean, you got to know what to do with the money, and you got to put it in the right places.
Yeah.
But so how did you get into the managing role in the first place? And do you enjoy it? Because I hated. I didn't hate it. Like, I liked managing artists when I did, but it was definitely stressful. And you have multiple artists that you're working with now. So do you enjoy that? Do you enjoy the journey? Or is this a step? Do you look at it as the management role as a stepping stone towards your end goal, or what are you thinking of right now?
Yeah, I enjoy it. Like, it's cool because I look at it like I could either be working for someone or I could be, working with amazing artists and, like, working for myself and spending all day answering calls and doing business like that on shit that I actually give a fuck about. And, like, that to me, fulfills, fulfills me and has, like, a bigger purpose than just, like, working in a restaurant or bartending or some shit.
Right.
I got to put the same hours in, So it's like, yeah, I'm going to do this.
Probably more hours.
Yeah.
So how do you, so, like, I've seen you come a long way. We've known each other since high school. And now you're working with major labels, and you're getting kids signed now. You're getting artists signed. To an up-and-coming manager, because I think that role of management isn't talked about enough, and like, the roles aren't, the expectations from artists to what a manager should be doing isn't talked about enough.
Yeah.
When I was doing it, I was kind of winging it, just doing what I thought I should do, but obviously I had no guidance, and I don't think you really had any guidance either. You just kept going, and I was like, man, fuck this shit,
Yeah.
But what would you tell, like, an up-and-coming artist manager because the end goal was, what I wanted to do with my artists was to get them signed.
Yeah.
And if they chose to go on with a different manager, I was cool with that. I just wanted to prove to myself that I can take them to that next level. So now that you have taken your artist to the next level, what are the key steps that you had to take to get your artist in front of a major label, and then get that label to believe in them enough to sign them?
So, like, every artist and, like, the situation is for sure different as far as it comes with, like, how they get discovered and stuff like that. But as far as, like, advice goes, you gotta really care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta really care, and you gotta be able to, like, put your neck out for these kids or whoever you're working with, and you gotta go get it. Like, you gotta. The thing with me is that, like, okay, like I said, I never waved money or anything like that in front of an artist's face to, like, make them come fuck with me. It's like I'd go create opportunity, and I think that is, like, especially, like, as a young manager, because obviously, when you get to a bigger role, like agents and stuff like that, like, when they're the ones that get you gigs, they're the ones that there's a job, there's a position, and a person that does that. That's not necessarily your manager. But early on, like, you just gotta, like, it's about creating opportunity, whether it's, like, figuring out how to get some beats, figuring out how to get some studio time. It's about really just using your mind and using your resources to, like, kind of pull shit together to make shit happen.
You gotta be aggressive.
Yeah, you gotta be aggressive, and then you gotta constantly, like, learn, because, like, at the end of the day, an artist wants to be an artist. So like, it's your responsibility to make sure that you're, like, competent enough and that you're aware enough of, like, situations to represent that person in the best way possible. You know what I mean? So that you can keep moving forward, and, like, you're an extension of that artist. So basically, it's like you and them, and that's kind of how I treated it. Like I have an open line for all my artists, of course, like any other manager would. But, like, the thing with my artists is, like, you can call me, you can bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be around, and in order for me to be around, we have to have a connection, and we have to have, like, an understanding and be on the same page in order for, like, everything to go well.
Right,
you know what I mean? Like, that's just how I work. Like, I don't want to work with somebody that fucking hates me.
Right.
And, like, somebody I can't stand. So I have, like, pretty good chemistry with everybody I work with, and I think that's, like, a really good thing. Is, like I said, like, learn, go create opportunity, just any situation that presents itself, like use that situation and soak up everything, you know, whether you go to a concert, whether you're booking shows, whether you're playing shows, like I learned everything from doing everything. Like I learned how to deal with agents because I was throwing shows. Yeah. I learned how to deal with venues because I was on tour. Yeah. And like, you know, helping do shit on tours, DJing, you know, being a helping hand on the road, all that shit. So it's like every situation that I had, I just learned and like applied it to making my artist better or like creating an opportunity for my artist. And I think that's like the big key, you know? Yeah. Because then it's like, if you could do a lot with no money, like you'll go crazy with money. So it's like,
because you know how to finagle some shit.
Yeah.
You know,
it's really like my thing to go and like I said, not to just give you money, but to make money and like show you how to make money and create opportunities for you to make money as like an artist versus me being like, yo, here's this, like come fuck with me. You know what I'm saying?
So how'd you get it? Who's the first artist you ever managed?
I started with like Jerry Seinfeld and Thelonious back in the day, and then it started because
they're still making music.
Are they still making music? I think Jerry is, and I think Thelonious is doing like graphics.
Oh, okay.
And like more of like
they've branched out.
Yeah. He's doing like other stuff, like more. I think Thelonious has always been the kind of nigga to just do a lot of shit. Yeah. So, excuse me. He's always been the kind of nigga to just do a lot of shit. So like I know he's doing something and it's always been creative shit. Like that's just the kind of nigga he is. But yeah, I started with them, and like it started because we're all from the north, and like those are my niggas. Like we all used to. Like D-Mob is like my big homie.
D-Mob, yeah.
Yeah. So like we all used to kick it like
he's like everybody's big homie.
Exactly. Yeah. So we used to kick it like on D-Mob's porch and shit like that, and like that's how far back we go. And like I remember I used to see him like at Bueno and like all that shit. Yeah. Like the Steve's Mob days. So they were just niggas that were always around because we're all from the north, and then like eventually we all just started kicking it and stuff, and they were rapping, and I thought like looking at Jerry, I was like, bro, you were one of the most charismatic guys I've ever like met in my life. Like people would look at him and just be entertained. He would speak and people would just be entertained. And like I noticed that, and especially because like back in the day, like around like 2011, 2012, like around that time, a lot of people used to kick it like at the Stussy store. And like back then, Neek used to manage the Stussy store, and like there was just a lot of Neek is the guy that, you know, he started Antisocial Social Club. So he was there, D-Mob was there, Jerry was there. Everybody would come through the Stussy store, and like I would see that shit, and I'd just be like, damn, like there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's like energy.
Yeah, and like I was breaking at that time. I was breaking heavy at that time, so I was like kind of doing my own thing, and I felt like people may not have understood breaking, but like they respected me because I was like doing shit.
Doing something.
I was doing something.
Doing something cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we all kicked it, we all like hung out and shit, and I was just like, fuck, man, like I really want to take advantage of this. And then when Jerry and them started rapping and shows and stuff started coming, I was like, yo, I'm gonna buy DJ equipment. And so then I bought DJ equipment, and like I've always been into DJing because there's like DJs in my crew, and just,
you fucking do everything.
Yeah, so I bought the shit, and then I was like, yo, I'm gonna take all your music, I'm gonna hold on to it. Basically, I was gonna be like just the guardian of all their shit, because they would show up to shows and like everybody be like, oh, I got a flash drive, can you play this song? It was just like, it was shit, like everything was shit out here. And so
but it was raw though.
Yeah, it was
raw, you know.
Yeah, it was. So like Recognize Real and all that shit was going off back in the day, so I was like, cool.
I never went to Recognize Real.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I think I was playing ball or some shit, but probably working or something. Yeah. But yeah, Recognize Real was what? So what happened with that? Was it just closed down?
I don't know.
Bullshit.
I don't know.
Man, that was I would see it all the time. I don't know if Instagram was around back then. Maybe a little bit, maybe just started.
It was like early Instagram days.
I just would see videos and posts, and I'd be like, damn, that's right up the street. That's right there on, what was it, Craig and MLK, right?
It was like on Craig and Allen or something like shit. Like some shit like that, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, damn, bro, that's like, I feel like that was a turning point in like the Vegas
to me, that was
scene,
like one of, that was like going to the peak. But yeah, so I started DJing, bro, and just started hanging out with them, and then I was like, okay, cool. This is one aspect of it. Then and then I met like Zach, and then I was like, okay, shows are another aspect of it. Like met all the Jam Nation guys, and I was like, damn, there's just it clicked in my head that it was just a lot more to music than.
There's a lot of moving parts to make things happen. Yeah.
So I just wanted to learn all that shit, and then then I linked up with Rob Falco, and
Shout out to Rob Falco.
Yeah, started working with him, and like we did a lot of shit together. Like me and Rob were on the move. Like he had
We love you, buddy.
Yeah, we love you, Rob. He had the studio with Trade, and bro, we were bringing all sorts of people in and out of that studio, out of Black Bag Studio. There's like Ski Mask.
Yeah, Ski Mask in there. You have what's his name, the producer?
Ronnie J.
Ronnie J. Yeah.
Scrim from Suicide Boys.
On Fremont Street.
Yeah, Max P, all on Fremont Street.
Yeah,
from
right
like,
there, yeah. In Emergency Arts, yeah.
Hella people, but Riff Raff. So many people would come through that
studio was dope.
Yeah, like it was dope, and it was Rob and Trade, and like me working together. Like it was their studio, but like I was like helping bring in like those kind of clients and stuff like that, and just trying to really like help Rob any way possible, whether it was like getting him a feature or getting him like engineer credits with a big artist. Like I was just, because Rob engineered and he rapped, so we had a really cool understanding of being like, let's just figure it, like whatever way you get in, like
that's how it is.
That's how we're gonna do it, you know. So we were making a lot of moves. We were going around a lot, traveling a lot, doing a lot of dope shit. And then,
what was it like being in the studio with Ski Mask?
Ski's dope. Like Ski is like a rapper, like an actual rapper. Like he raps.
Yeah, he raps his ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he raps fast too. He does that fast rapping shit too.
Yeah, so like
he's nice.
Kicking it with Ski and like being in the studio with Ski and shit like that, that's cool. Like it's dope. Like I've been in the studio a few times with him, like here.
Yeah.
I've been in the studio with him in like New York.
Who's the most famous person you've been in the studio with? Who's the most famous person you've been in the room with?
I don't know. That's a weird question, bro. Probably like somebody like Carlos Santana. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I haven't been in the studio with Carlos Santana, but like I did
room?
because I did some shit for the Latin Grammys like in 2012.
Have you ever been starstruck? Because I mean that's another big thing too as a music manager. Because I remember the first time we were doing that show up in Oregon, and we were opening up for Paul Wall. And so we were backstage with Paul Wall and Travis Porter, and I was kind of like, all right, what do I do? Do I go up to Paul Wall and be like, yeah, these are my guys. Can we get a feature? Like what? I didn't have any guidance on how to
learn the etiquette
to maneuver in that room and space. So obviously, I just was like, most of the time I was just like, fuck it. I'm never afraid to ask.
Yeah.
But those are opportunities, like you said.
Yeah, I think, and there's so many ways you can like come at that opportunity.
Yeah, you just have to be yourself. Really.
Yeah, and that's a big key. Like people are gonna fuck with you or they're not. Like no matter what you have to offer, they're gonna fuck with you or they're not. Like, so, but I think like the biggest person or like somebody that I've been around like a lot of people, but like I would say like the biggest would be like Carlos Santana when I did like the Latin Grammy shit.
Oh, that's dope.
That was cool. And because it's fucking Carlos Santana, you know what
I
mean?
He's legend.
Like, rappers are cool. Like I did the Rocky tour with Comethazine, so like I spent some time with Rocky and like those guys, and I wasn't starstruck when I met Rocky, but it was like interesting because like I have tickets, like concert tickets, from being in the first row at a Rocky show, like early on, like his first tour at like the House of Blues, and then like I'm in this nigga's green room, like having a conversation with him about like our performance and like touring with him and shit like that, So like that was like, it wasn't like starstruck, but that shit was like really
kind of surreal.
That was surreal as fuck, and like especially like how it happened and like the vibe of the room, it was like something out of a movie. Yeah. So that was like I don't want to say weird, but that was the most surreal experience. Was definitely like the first time, like, especially when I met Rocky and like had a conversation with Rocky, like that was like oh shit, this is like, oh fuck, you know, but like starstruck, like that would be Carlos Santana. I wasn't really starstruck off Rocky. It was just like damn, like it's crazy. So, but
damn, so Vegas really birthed you in this like the Vegas scene really probably gave you your wings. Dude, gave you your legs.
Yeah, I used to go to, and I think like I'm low key, like no one. I don't think no one knows shit about me. You know what I'm saying? Like I stick to myself. I got my friends, and like that's it. I don't really like say much or do. Right. You know what I mean? Like I be chilling. So, but I've been around for a while, bro. I used to go to like the shows at Yayo's Tacos. I used to go to the rap shows they used to do like open word or spoken word or like open mic or some shit. I had like Borders. Or do you remember
the bookstore?
It was like Borders or like it was at a bookstore, but they used to do some shit like there. And then like I said, I just been around for a lot of shit. Like I think also like a really really big moment to me, because like I said, I've always been into like hip hop culture and music. Like as a kid, I I would read like liner notes of albums as a kid and like figure out weirdly like just shit that like a kid listening to music wouldn't care about.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I would
You're just curious.
Yeah, I would do like research on like labels and shit. Like I remember being like a kid and having like a New Edition record.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, like all the behind the scenes shit is like the dots start connecting.
Yeah. Like I vividly remember having like a New Edition record when I was a kid and like being like on the front of the record, you know how they put the label and shit on there?
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be like, what is this MCA shit? And then I would like, you know, figure it out and I'd look at other records and be like, MCA. And I was like, oh. And then I remember like a big thing for me was like when Jive Records was really big. I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like I would see like artists on Jive. I think like Britney Spears was on Jive. Like a lot of dope people were like on Jive Records. And like I just remember like seeing stuff like that and being like, wow, this is interesting. You know what I mean? Like as a kid. So like I think like a big thing for me was I went to a show out here. It was at Yale Talk. It was across the street from UNLV. And I think the bill was like Rab, Jabari, who else is on it? Hassan was for sure on it because I vividly remember that. Hassan was on it. I think Trade might have been on it. It was a lot of people. And it was like either 2000. It could have been, bro, that shit could have been like 2011, low key. Some shit like that.
Long time ago.
Yeah. So I remember going to this show, and I remember like that being my first time stepping out in like the Vegas music scene. I had been to concerts and shit before. Like I've always gone to concerts, but like that was my first time being like, there's no headliner, and this is just like people from Northtown and like
it's
niggas
like a
from
rap
around-
show. It's
Yeah,
just a rap show.
it was just like one of the. But it was packed, and like I remember at that moment being like, "Wow, this shit is so fucking dope," and like seeing everybody in that room being like, "Fuck, all these motherfuckers are talented, bro." Like, I think like a lot of those guys really, really made, like I said, made stuff click for me too. On like just being like, I want to do something, you know, outside of like just breaking, but like do something with like all these people making music in the city. Like, bro, like Trade is one of my favorite artists, hands down, ever. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's paved the way for in a lot of different ways.
I listened to Trade since I was in high school, bro. Like since
he went to Mojave.
Yeah, bro. I think he was like in a group. Like I think he was even in Audio Inc. Bro. I think the first time I heard of Trade, he was like doing shit with like Audio Inc. And that was like, bro, that was like
that's so
long time ago, dude. Like,
dude, this thing it's 2020 now. He's been around for over a decade. You know, rapping. You know,
so like I'm a huge Trade fan, and like that's my brother, bro. I love Trade. And then like I remember seeing Rab and being like, yo, this motherfucker just raps, bro. Like
Rab is one of my top 3 artists in Las Vegas for sure.
So like all those guys, bro, they have like a huge impact. Jerry, T, Rab, even Rob, bro. Like so much talent, like especially out of North Las Vegas, there was so much talent, and like I was just like, I want to do something, you know, like it may have not worked out like necessarily, you know, with everybody getting on or anything like that, but like you said, bro, I taught myself all this shit.
Yeah.
Like all my connections, like that was all me.
Yeah, all that had to happen, and then somebody at some time is gonna come out of this like that's what made me. Like like even yourself, like you're working with major labels now, but all those rap shows, those local rap shows, local shows, DJing, breaking, that all was part of your journey. That all added up to your, to what you're becoming now. Yeah. So, but what do you think of the Vegas, music scene as far as like how far it's came? Are you impressed right now, or how do you feel about it right now? Are you paying attention to it right now? I mean, before all the Corona shit.
I definitely would think like the peak of it was definitely like Jam Fest days. I think like
Jam Nation had shit rocking.
Yeah, I think that was definitely the peak of it because it was like it was just so much going on. There was just so much going on, like between like all the rappers and then like Richie and AR like DJing all these parties and just like there was just so like I would say like 2017, 2018, 2016, 17, 18 in Vegas, like I think those years were really, 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 really important to the city. And like as far as I'm concerned, like it's just my opinion, but I feel like that was really like a peak, but I don't think anyone capitalized on it. And I don't.
Yeah, they had a lot of momentum, and if they would have kept that Jam Nation, if they would have kept that going, they probably would have been a force to be reckoned with. If they would have got organized or whatever the case may be. But they they were really introducing Las Vegas to something that most kids here was never exposed to.
Yeah.
You know.
And like I think like if that had like a bigger or more grip, a better grip on the situation, like a platform. If a platform had a better grip on everything that was going on,
Yeah.
it would have been more successful. And like I think like an artist, like bro, I could easily see like, you know, Jerry getting signed, or like, you know, there's artists that have had deals out here. Like I know like Isaiah is how you say it, right? Isaiah, like
Isaiah, yeah.
Yeah, I know he did like shit with like Empire and like was signed to like a Christian label. So there's like artists that go and get it, you know what I mean? But like I think
there has been a lot of success out here.
Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of producers. There's been some artists. I mean, you know, I'm a Dizzy Wright fan. You know, I've been a Dizzy Wright fan for a long time now, and he showed us how to get it. You know, you got to get out of the city, you got to hit the road.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of these artists now, they want to come up and be, you know, the
Vegas hero.
Yeah, the Wiz Khalifa, you know, of Pittsburgh and all that shit. You know, but I think those kind of things happen organically. You can't really force those things. You know?
And but yeah, I think like I said, I think that was the peak. And as far as now, like I think. Like Isaiah is dope. I think Tej is dope. You know, Trade forever. You know, he still doing the Saturday stuff, still producing. Like I think he's dope. But like as far as you know, like really going out there and like doing stuff other than Baby Keem is from Vegas and Baby Keem's doing great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he shitted on Vegas, but it's okay.
I mean, like I don't blame him because like, dude,
understand.
who fucked with him out here?
Nobody.
Exactly.
I understand.
So it's like cool.
He didn't have to shit on us, but it's okay. I understand.
Nah, dude, I don't blame that kid at all.
Yeah, he could have held his tongue, but it's
like
okay.
whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm not. It's not like I'm ever gonna hold it against him. He's found success.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
just a guy. He don't give a fuck what I'm saying, but you know, I was just, you know, I could never imagine myself just going out of my way to say like. I forgot what he said. I can't say it verbatim.
I don't think he's going out of his way to shit on the city, bro. It's just like facts, dude. Like
yeah.
Nobody did shit for him. Like I didn't do shit. Nobody did shit. Like I got hip to him, and I think he was still out here. And I may have like tried messaging him or some shit, but it was like really early on, bro. Like I was like on the Comethazine tour playing Baby Keem songs like all around the country, like before niggas had any idea who that was. Like bro, I literally remember like, you know, other A&Rs and shit being like, oh, what is this? Blah, 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 you know, so like. I'm pretty sure
I think people really got hip to him, especially out here when Drake gave him that shout out.
Yeah, like I was, bro, last year like playing Keem shit. So, like I've always fucked with it, but like I said, I'm never like the kind of nigga to be like just because it's hot. Like I think Keem is dope, but like I don't throw myself down niggas' throats. You know what I mean? Like I think, like I said, I probably like message him or some shit and like leave it alone. Right. But you know, other than Keem, I think like, you know, Tej and Isaiah
I don't know about Tej, man. I don't know about Tej, man.
Bro, Tej is, I think
he's doing numbers now. Yeah, he just threw me off a long time ago because the whole like he just sounded like
Kyle.
he sounded like and he looked just like him. It was a copy paste and it threw me off, and I didn't understand why people weren't like why people accepted it. For me, I just call it like I see it. I don't have any. I don't think I've even met him before, but I mean apparently he's doing his thing. You know, I'll revisit him.
There's definitely like, of course, obviously, you know what I mean, similarities between like him and Kyle, because everyone says it.
It was too simple.
But the thing is, like with Tej, bro, like he writes great music and like he understands.
I don't doubt his talent.
Bro, he understands the industry, dude. Like I look at Tej, he's in New York doing shit. He's in LA doing shit. He's here doing shit. He understands like how to move. So whether he gets on like, you know, it may not be the Tej brand that gets on or something like that, bro, but I could see him like writing songs that go off to be on Billboard. Yeah. Or like, you know, like I see him being successful in music, and honestly, like that's what's really important. Like not everyone is meant to be the face, you know what I mean? Right. And like music is so big that you can, if you're a dope songwriter, bro, you could write music and be straight.
Yeah. I think a lot more artists out here should hone in on that, you know. But
that's also like not the easiest thing. Like who you writing, how are you gonna get in contact to write music?
Yeah, that's true.
And it's more of, like I said, connections and people understanding like you and like being in sessions with you and like that songwriter. That's a whole nother process. But like I said, someone like Tej knows how to move around to make that process you know happen to where he can be in a major, you know, in a session with somebody and like writing a hook, like he knows how to move around like that. Like his team knows how to
maybe
move
that's how you have to knock down or
some walls
bust in the
sometimes.
door.
Yeah.
You know, through writing, and then you can become an artist later on, maybe. But you want to get paid. You want to make music your career.
Yeah.
So it's not, some things just don't go as planned.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna be Billboard charting.
No.
But it's like that's what I say about Dizzy all the time, is that no, he's not on Billboard. He's never charted or anything like that. But he has a career.
Yeah, bro.
He travels every year. He has a career. What else more can you ask for?
Yeah, dude. Suicide Boys have never charted, bro, and they make so much bread. They do they're like 6-figure acts. You know what I mean? Like you get like 6-figure show.
Yeah.
And they've never even been on the radio or charted. So there's definitely like lanes in music to be successful. Other than obviously, a big goal in music is like the plaques and going platinum and. Charting and being on Billboard and like really sell numbers. Numbers matter at the end of the day, but like there's so many ways to get those numbers that just it may not translate to Billboard. It may not translate to like top 40. But like bro, there's 7 billion people in the world. Yeah, there's you know what I mean. So like everyone's streaming music all the time. There's so many ways to get that those numbers.
Yeah, that's what this game is about, right? You gotta do numbers. You gotta do views. You gotta do streams.
All that matters is numbers.
Yeah. So who do you think has? So Teej, you think has the best? I just want to throw this out here. Who do you think is the best artist out here, or what's your top 3 Vegas artists of all time?
Of all time?
Well, yeah, we can do all time. Your top 3.
Bro, probably that's like it's gonna be like Trade.
Yeah.
Rab, and then like maybe like Drew Price or like.
Drew Price. Yeah.
Bro, but like see
that goes back to like team
Gutta days. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
see, that's what I'm saying. Like I remember all that shit, bro. Niggas don't remember. I remember P-Fire,
SU.
I remember those niggas being like on 106 in Park.
I thought SU was gonna be the next thing.
Yeah.
I thought I don't know what happened to him.
SU.
But
who else?
Well, for me, my top like people that impressed me the most are I'm gonna say Interstate Fats. I'm gonna say Toxic, and I'm gonna say Rap. Those are 3 people that really impressed me as far as lyrically, just flavor, just as like they understand what the fuck they're doing. You know.
You remember Sean Rose?
Yeah, I remember Sean Rose. Yeah, Sean Rose is dope.
Who else was out here? Yeah, the Team Gutta niggas like Clockwork, P-Fire,
yeah, Butter.
Yeah,
I remember, but I had Rugarico, man.
Yeah, I went to school with him, bro.
We went to school with Butter too. Butter, I had Butter in gym class.
Yeah, those niggas would like just rap, bro.
Yeah, he used to rap during the quad,
And then like all the
Legacy.
And then do you remember like all the Donna niggas that used to rap like Trauma
C? Yeah. I mean, Trauma C was he was in my Spanish class.
I remember he used to try to rap a little bit and shit. Like,
yeah, those days were crazy, man. That was like before social media, damn near. I mean, it's on. You can still find those battles though on YouTube.
You can find them, bro. Yeah, you can find like legacy lunch battles or like fucking PE battles.
You can find the Rugarico battles. SU battles are still up there. We can't forget D Cross.
D Cross is fire.
He's still doing his thing. Landlord. Yeah, we grew up on a Landlord and 2 Realists. Yeah, hopefully I can get them in here, man. Yeah.
Like I
would love to talk to them.
I'm kind of like, I mean, I can only go back so far, but it's, you know what I mean. I'm kind of like a historian, bro. Like I literally been around for.
Yeah, it's been a process. We came in like we've seen a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what was.
It's like niggas rapping on MySpace.
I would like to talk to somebody who's maybe a generation older than us.
Yeah.
And see what was going on when they were in high school.
Yeah. I think that's I feel like I just need to talk. I can't think of anyone who is a generation above us. I feel like
Landlord might be
like Landlord.
He's the OG and Interstate Fats.
And Fats, yeah. But that's it. Like I can't really think of anybody like a generation before us, because like Rico and them are like our age, but
a little bit older.
Yeah, they're maybe a couple of years older. But like, I don't don't know. I can't think of anybody like I said older than like that goes further back than like Fats and.
Man,
Landlord.
Fats was on 106 in Park too. We've had some success out here. Jazz Lasers had some success. I know he was just did some writing or some shit.
Yeah, I know about him. He's dope.
But there's definitely been some success in Vegas. Nobody's just been able to break out as that like the
Keem,
Billboard charting artists, huh?
It's gonna be Keem.
Yeah, but I don't know if that counts.
It does. Why doesn't it count?
It counts. It counts. He's just, he's only he's still a teenager, and he's not here. He's not like coming up out of Vegas,
It doesn't matter, bro. Like, how are you supposed to? Okay, you say that, like, but how are you supposed to come up out of Vegas? The shows are ass.
Yeah.
Shows are ass.
Right.
Like,
I just don't think he cares about.
Yeah, I don't think he should. I really don't think he should. But I mean, he's still from here, bro.
Yeah, he's from here. I give him all the credit, man. I'm not hating on him or anything. It's just, it is what it is.
Vegas doesn't get behind artists, bro, enough to like blow up off a city. Like, I'll give you an example. I made a tweet the other day, and it was like kind of like championing Isaiah and bro. I feel like am I saying his name right?
I think his name is Isaiah.
Okay.
Isaiah.
Dude, if I'm fucking up your name, bro, I apologize. Like, I've never.
You want to come in here?
Yeah, I've never. I don't think I've ever had like a face-to-face conversation with him or like heard anybody like address him.
Thanks, bro.
What up, man? But what was this? I made a tweet kind of being like, yo, like I think people should kind of like get behind them more. And what I mean by that is like, dude, you don't get in Vegas, like you don't hear people playing TJ's music. You don't hear people playing Isaiah's music. You don't hear people playing Vegas rappers. Like,
is it because? Why is that? It's just because I play music that I like, and that's good music. Is their music just not up to par? For the most part, I would say 95% music is just not up to par.
Okay, I would say that it may not necessarily be up to par, but like still people like they make records that are good enough for people to like fuck with. There's definitely been records out here that are good enough for people to fuck with. Like, bro, Rab and
I bump Rab shit all the time.
Bro, Rab has made records that are great, especially like Rab, G Reed, and Ray. They did a record that was fire, bro. It got like no love.
Yeah,
it got like no love.
Yeah, G Reed's new project Manifesto. I've been bumping that shit. That shit's nice.
But dude, I like, for example, on the road, I was doing a show in Seattle, and there's a kid from Seattle. This was like a while ago. He just signed to APG. His name is Xavier Weeks. He's dope. He's young. He's like 16. But I was like fucking with his shit tough a little bit ago. Like, I still fuck with him, but like I was really like before he signed and stuff like that. But I had a show in Seattle with Ian, and they literally were chanting like Xavier Weeks, like for me to play Xavier Weeks.
Oh, they were hit.
Yeah, like in Seattle, that's where he's from. A room full of kids, bro, sold out venue.
Yeah.
Wanting to hear a local rapper, bro.
Yeah.
That like shit like that doesn't happen here. I played his song, bro. He had a song called Team. I played Team. The entire venue sung the word.
Why does that not
word for word?
Why does that not happen here?
I don't know.
Is Vegas too bougie?
Vegas doesn't like anything until it's already popular.
Yeah.
Until it's like this is a very like. This is a city where people have to kind of be told what to do.
They say Vegas is California's basement. We do anything California does.
Anything California does.
Because there's so many people from California here that we're strongly influenced.
It's like it's just like I said. No one is like, this is an artist that's dope for here, dope from here. This is like gonna bring dope shit to the city.
Do you think our geographic location plays a role in this?
No. What the fuck does that have to do anything?
Well, I say all the time that we're on an island. We're just surrounded with dirt instead of water.
Dude,
so we're just disconnected from a lot of shit. And Vegas this is what I tell people all the time. People say Vegas doesn't have culture, blah 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 blah. I think we've kind of established that we do have culture. Like we do have a hip hop scene and all that shit. But this wasn't what the city was made for. This was a strict casino town. This was a railroad town. This is in the middle of the desert. They still don't want hip hop here.
Yeah.
We're just breaking through in this last decade probably, but it takes time for that kind of thing to happen organically.
I think like that is also a big issue because like I said, the shows out here are ass, man. Excuse me.
We just need more people. I think we need more people here like TUNEIN.
Yeah.
Who understands and really has love for the culture and really puts his head down and works every fucking day to make things happen, to make dope shit happen.
Well, TUNEIN is like also another person that has like, especially when it comes to Vegas, TUNEIN is also a person that's like been around forever, bro. TUNEIN used to break.
Yeah, I know.
Like, bro, I have breaking DVDs of like with like TUNEIN on it. So like, bro, TUNEIN, when I was like legit, bro, like when I was like 16, 17, they used to do this event called Case of the Classics. Fuck, where is that shit? I think it was like at Planet Hollywood, bro, but like, or some shit like that, V Theater, some shit. But this was like, bro, this is like 2008. Like he's been doing like Tinez has been doing shit out here, bro. Even since like before I was even old enough to go out, like Tinez has been doing shit. And I'm 28, bro, and Tinez is still doing shit.
Yeah, man. Tinez has been an OG. He just laced me with so much game, dude.
Yeah.
And he's really inspiring because he doesn't quit. That motherfucker has been nonstop, no matter what is happening behind the scenes. If he has to move locations, if he has to make, he makes
keeps
it work.
going. Yeah, and bro, I think that says a lot. Like he's had restaurants, he's had clothing companies, he's done shit with like hip hop, bro. I've seen Tinez involved in so many things, especially with like me progressing and like moving around in the city, bro. Like he used to do the hip hop when I was breaking, bro. Hip Hop International is like one of the biggest dance events in the country, bro.
Yeah.
And like Tinez would organize the after party for that shit.
Yeah, he gave me. I'll be forever indebted to Tinez because he gave me my first. He let me. He opened up the door for me, letting me throw my first b-boy competition when I was doing the Get Busy thing at the Waterhole, and then he let me throw my first party at the Waterhole, and both were successful. And that just gave me the confidence, and he made it easy. He made it. I was like, okay, I can talk to this guy. I'm not like dealing with like a businessman or somebody just trying to get money. Yeah. He understands what we're trying to do, that we're starting something. So I'll forever be indebted to Tinez just because of the opportunities he gave me. So we need more people in the city like him to kind of open up those doors for people like us just looking for a way in. Because where else are we gonna go? Yeah, we can't. We're gonna go to Hard Rock Live, or we don't know how to negotiate. Yeah. With no guidance or anything, you don't know how to negotiate a deal or a door split. You'll end up getting fucked, or the show will be shit and you won't be able to have another one. Yeah.
So I think as I was saying, like to go back to what we were saying, like, I think also the city and just shows me an ass, and like it's just not. It was never a city meant for hip hop, but I mean
that's gonna change.
It'll change, bro, and it's like the internet, so like fuck it. Also, but like I said, I just don't think like we just do what people tell us to do here. Yeah, that's just like the thing with Vegas is like.
I'll give us another 5 years before some kid really pops off like out of Vegas, is doing his thing, and I'll give it another 5. It's only a matter of time. Yeah, there's a lot of talent out here.
We'll see, bro. We'll see what happens. Like, I mean, the only artist
Zodiac's gonna blow too, man.
I was gonna say the only artist that I like really fuck with out here is Zo.
Yeah, he's nice. He's rapping his ass off.
Outside of like the North, bro, and like everybody in the North, like I've always made it a point to like use my ears to find talent and not just what's around me.
Right. Yeah, you're limited in yourself.
Yeah. That's not my end goal. Like it started like that, but it's like that's, bro. I have a really good ear. Like I know music. I care about music. So it's like, why just limit myself to what's in my city?
Yeah, if you did that, you wouldn't be signing your first artist right now to
So
your first major label, dude. That shit is dope, man. That shit's dope.
Thanks.
I feel like I've been a good friend, man. Is there like a friend cut? You get a friend cut?
A friend split? Bro, I remember like coming back and telling you about Tux like instantly.
Dude, I told you, Tux, man, he gets on that guitar, he's gonna sing those girls' panties off. Yeah. I promise you.
And like, bro, like it's that kid too. It's Tux, like with him going to like him getting signed and shit, bro. He is a great artist. Like I can't.
How does it? Is your confidence through the roof right now?
No, it's not like bro. This is work. Like, I'm trying to sign more.
Are you gonna celebrate?
Maybe, I don't know. It's just like, bro, I'm chilling. Like I want to.
Tunnel vision,
bro. I'm focused, and like I said, it's not like Tux. I'm there with him and shit, but bro, ultimately, like he got himself signed. He's the one making the music. True. You know what I'm saying?
True. You're like a father figure in a sense. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, cause like all of my artists are like 19, bro. So.
Yeah, well, you like 35, right?
No, fuck you, wait for me. So like, like they're like my little brothers. You know what I mean? Like, are like my kids. I really, really care about these guys. Like, me and Zoe have like deep conversations. Koi and I have deep conversations. Tux and I have deep conversations.
Koi's nice too. I fuck with Koi too.
Yeah, and then like I got XVX Paris, who's fire.
Oh yeah, this is what I want to talk about, because a lot of these guys you're saying, a lot of people listening, if anybody's listening. Yeah. they probably won't be too familiar with who they are. Yeah. But their music's great. So this is one thing that that gives you an upper hand is your ear. But I don't know how do you go about finding these guys and deciding like what do you looking for when you hear this guy? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna reach out to this guy, and this kid, could be something.
It's a feeling, dude. Like, do I want to listen to this shit?
Right. That's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that, bro. Like, for me, you know what I mean? Like, do I want to listen to this shit? Does it?
That goes back to just believing in the product. And,
yeah.
You gotta believe in what you're doing.
Also, things like, bro, like I started working with Koi 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was living in Alabama and recording in his bedroom. Like, his music was not anywhere what it is. Like, he was making great records, but it's like when you hear an artist, you gotta understand like what this artist could be, and like that's especially when you get involved with them, that's your role to whether it's influencing them and working with them, but it's your role to like help that artist get to where you see them. And that's like what I do. And like it's been, especially like with Koi, bro, it's been really dope because like I said, this was like a 15-year-old kid, and fast forward, he's 19 and like, bro, making bangers. We're shooting crazy videos. Labels call every day about him at this point. You know what I mean? Like, he's going up, and like that was really a process of like trust and like just hearing something. Like, I would hear this kid sing and I'd be like, fuck, dude, like it's not there, but it's there.
Almost,
and, yeah. And it just comes with like experience and just doing it.
Yeah.
And sure enough, bro, the kid's making hits. And same thing with like Tux. Like, when I first heard him, he was making great music, and it wasn't about like it was definitely about what he was doing now, but it's like I heard so much more. I was like, dude, if I like,
because he's less rappy.
Yeah, it's so I just hear so much more, and then it's a lot of everything, like I really can dissect records, like breaking and like just that like aspect of my life.
Yeah, breaking gave you that one up on the music, because they listen to some groovy shit.
Yeah, bro, I've listened to records every day for like ever, like that's all I do. Especially when I would listen to funk, soul, calypso, Latin breaks, like ship from Asia, like just music all over the world, and it would just be such a thing of being like, this is fire, this is not fire.
Yeah,
I like this. And then also, if you dance, bro, like that, if a record can make you dance or give you that feeling, like it's it. You know what I mean? And so like certain music gives me that feeling of like when I would find a fire break, because like there's so many breaks in the world, and like breaks come from everywhere. So it's like when you find a fire break, you would just listen for breaks, and like that's like a part of the thing is that you would listen to these records, and there would only be like 15 seconds of a record that would be fire.
Okay.
So like, or like 30 seconds of a record like that break. So me and my crew, bro, we'd just listen to records all day and be like, okay, this is all filler, this is killer, or like you would know like this is a fire break all the way through. Yeah. Or like you just really know how to like listen for shit. And that's
that show on Netflix, The Get Down. Yeah. That shit was dope as fuck. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Yeah, I thought it was dope. I had friends in that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, all my b-boy homies from like New York and Philly. Yeah. Were like all in that shit. And, like,
if you're listening, if you don't really have any experience with breaking or you're interested in that, go watch that shit. That shit is dope as fuck.
But yeah, that shit trained my ear, bro. Like, just listening to breaks. Yeah. Over and over and over.
Yeah, because now you're full. You DJ. So are you gonna DJ for Koi and them, or?
Nah. Nah.
You're kind of putting that to the side right now.
Nah, the DJing thing, man. Like.
Well, I guess there's nothing happening right now at this moment, so you can't really do anything. But you've DJed some pretty big places. Yeah. So it's dope to see you on that at that Posty Fest in Texas, DJing for Ian Dior. You went on tour, Ian Dior, and Comethazine. So you've been in front of big crowds. And when I saw that video, there had to be thousands over. I don't know how many thousands of people there. It was a full festival, and you were over there DJing. And you got on stage, you got the mic, and me knowing you as Brandon, I was like, that's Brandon out there doing this. What the fuck? So I didn't know you had it in you, man. I was like a proud buddy, man. Yeah. So how did that feel? Were you nervous? Were you
Nah, I'm used to it. It's my job, bro. Like, I mean, if you're nervous, you fuck up. So of course there's like like
you just gotta fuck it, huh?
Yeah. I think, fuck, dude, what was the last thing I was nervous for, like the first Rocky shit for sure. Like, I was mad nervous for that because it's fucking rocky, and I was like a full production tour. There's like the stage was like it was crazy. So I was like nervous for that, but I'm just used to it. And like with DJing, I think I'll still do it, but I won't do it for my artists. Like I want to use that. Because I think I want to use those opportunities for younger guys to get on.
Okay.
Because you know, like that's kind of how I got on, bro. Like when I first started DJing for people, like the first person I ever DJed for was like OG Mako, and then it was like Ronnie, when Ronnie first started out, when he was like coming out here doing shows, and it just kept going and kept going and kept going. So like I understand like the importance of a young person having an opportunity, because like, you know, it'll turn into something else. Like that all that shit turned into something else for me, you know. I was like the guy when artists would come to Vegas and they like would play shows here and they needed a DJ. Like I was the guy they would call.
I feel like a young artist needs an experienced DJ though to guide him through his set.
Yeah, but I would like have like for example like Zodiac, like I sent like Richie, Richie would go DJ for me. You know what I mean? I would be there. I may do some shows, but like I like, you know, I DJ. That's just
Richie and AR need to be famous.
Yeah, for sure. But
they gotta take their shit to the next level, because them as a duo, their personalities and everything.
Yeah,
they can just be famous touring DJs. They should just they do throw parties. Just them two.
Yeah,
they need to take that shit on tour or something.
Yeah, like I would probably DJ for my guys like early on, but I think the focus would be to you know, find somebody and kind of give them an opportunity, because like I go DJ whenever for. So
what's your end goal though? Do you have an end goal, or are you going with the flow? Because I'm not really. I set goals, but you know, I like to go where the wind takes me sometimes. You know, I don't. You know.
Yeah.
But would you take because we talk about this all the time, taking jobs at the labels and all that shit, or do you want to start your own label or management, or what do you see for yourself in the next 2 years? Or
well, I mean, I got like, you know, obviously my management company or whatever, but as far as like working for a label, the thing is like, I don't want to just give my sauce to like an EVP or a VP that knows nothing and like benefits from my time.
They just hire guys like you so they can, because they don't understand.
They don't get it.
Yeah.
And you know, like fortunately I have relationships with like somebody like Taz, who is like, you know, doing the executive role, but is also like,
and he started that from the ground up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So like, but the thing with him is that, you know, he's someone who has power. He's someone that plays the executive role. Like I have homies in the industry that, you know, that I can go to and bring projects to and like work on projects together.
It's probably better to be independent in the environment now.
Yeah, other than just giving all my shit away to somebody in a meeting and just going and, you know, because bro, to be real with you, like I get annoyed when like these interns call and they just ask a question. Oh, it's the same call every time, bro. It's, how long has so and so been making music? Which you're involved. Like that's not what I got in music for, is to call people and play 21 questions.
What part of the music industry you think is dead? Like blogs? Dead.
I think they still serve a purpose, because obviously like in order to get verified and shit like that, you need write-ups. So like, duh.
Nobody reads those.
But no one reads. Yeah. I mean, like people like no one fucking reads.
Yeah.
So I mean, blogs.
What about labels? What do you think the future of labels?
Nah, dude, they will always adapt. That's the machine. Yeah. Like if something changes, they'll change.
Are they? Would you consider them a necessary evil or necessary?
They're not good or bad. They're just there, and it's what you do with them. You know what I mean? Right. And like, it's obviously it's when you deal with a label and you go that route, it's about finding the situation that makes sense to you more than money. And a lot of people see like a dollar amount, and they're like, oh shit. Yeah. But like, dude, okay, you got a lot of money, but now you're stuck because you can't release anything, or like, you know, you're getting fucking shit royalties after your recoupment, or like, you know, they just charge everything to you, and like, you gotta understand like what makes sense for you. Right. You know what I mean? Like what makes sense for Tux doesn't make sense for Koi. Right. What makes sense for Koi doesn't make sense for Zodiac. What makes sense for Zodiac doesn't make sense for Paris.
Right. No,
you know 100%. What I'm saying?
I think it can get confusing too, because like say Internet Money, are they their own label, or they're signed to
They're a label that's ran.
They're an imprint, right?
They're an imprint through like 10K. Yeah, they ran through 10K projects, which is under Universal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where it gets confusing to me.
What the
Oh,
tree?
The tree. The
Yeah.
tree.
So
Of,
there's three major
the tree
labels.
of fuck shit. Yeah.
There's three major labels that pretty much like run it all, which is Universal, Warner, and Sony, and like everything is pretty much under those three, except for like a couple small indies outside of it. But yeah, I mean, it's just you got to figure out what makes sense. They're not good or bad. They're a bank, and just like when you get a loan, you can get a loan with great interest, and you get a loan with shit interest. It's like, excuse me, it's just like the terms, pretty much. What it comes down to, like so.
Yeah.
I work with them, but as far as like working for them, it would have to be like a situation that really made sense for me,
Right.
and like to where I'm not feeling like I'm just giving up the sauce. Like,
Right.
I mean, I find like a lot of great artists. Like I've been hip to a lot of shit before it goes, so it's like I don't, and I don't want to be told no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
And you would have to uproot too. You'd have to go somewhere else.
Yeah, like if a label was to be like, yo, we'll give you a salary, you can stay in Vegas and like, do whatever, cool.
Yeah.
I think like I'm just trying to jump over that bridge, work on big projects,
Quick disclaimer, real quick. You've managed artists from other states, got them signed to major labels, all while staying in Vegas.
Yeah.
So anybody listening, because I tell people all the time, go to LA. It's right down the street. You wanna get in the music industry, you're not gonna do it here. You can. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you get to rub shoulders out in LA a lot more than you would here in Vegas. But I just want to make the quick disclaimer that you never left Vegas. You're still here, but you're in LA a lot. You have to move around in LA.
Yeah.
I mean, as you should. I mean, you got to get out, but you don't have to move to LA. So everybody that I've told that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's about the sacrifice, dude. Like, if I want to stay here, I know I got to get my ass up and go to LA. I got to get my ass up and go to New York. Like,
Right. But you don't have to move there. Do you think you would have a head start if you did?
I have a head start in the industry if I lived in New York or LA.
Yeah.
I think so. Maybe. I could. It'd be
Why'd you stay here? Why have you stayed here? Because I know you've thought about it.
Yeah, I stayed here because I love it, and like I like the way I live. I don't live with 7 other people in a 3-bedroom apartment.
No, that life. Yeah,
You know
I
what
used to
I'm
live.
saying?
I used to live in L.A. Well, I lived in the Valley, in Van Nuys, and we had a 1-bedroom apartment. And my bedroom was the back of the living room, and we put a curtain down.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like,
it was bad.
I got a
It was
girl.
bad,
I got a
yeah.
girlfriend. I got a dog.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I got. There's a certain way that I like to live. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm the same way now. I learned my lesson.
But I like I said, bro, I go to LA. I was just there, and I'm going back. I gotta go to Arizona tomorrow, and then I go straight from Arizona to LA. I move, like I do shit.
Gotta
You know what I'm
move around,
saying?
yeah.
Like yeah. But like as far as just like dude, I'm staying in Vegas. Like I spend my money here. Like it's like everything's here. Like
Dude,
just
I'm kind of worried. I'm starting to get worried.
about it being expensive.
No.
Oh.
Well, way too many people are moving here. People need to stop fucking moving here. We don't have enough fucking water for all these people moving here, and it's just too overcrowded. It's becoming the new LA, the next LA.
Yeah.
I lived in LA. That shit sucks. It's too many people.
Yeah, that's not my thing, dude. I like having a driveway.
But I'm getting worried. About this whole Corona shit and the damage it's gonna do to us, because our whole state survives off of that one
off
street.
of tourism.
That one street. There's nothing else in Nevada except Reno, and Reno's a mini Vegas. They're not reopening. I'm getting kind of worried.
Well, I'm getting my money outside of Vegas, so I'm not really worried about it.
Well, yeah,
That's how I'm
yeah,
thinking. You know what I mean? Like I never.
Yeah.
That's the thing with me, bro. I never like put myself in a fucking boat, like ever. Like okay, cool. Vegas is shut down. Touring stopped. I'm gonna go figure some shit out. Like that's just what I do. You know what I mean? Like,
the streaming number, you still cashing off, still making money off streaming.
yeah. So
That's still alive.
I'll figure it out, bro. Like
And how's the money off streaming? Are you guys making money? Is there like a certain threshold you have to hit before you start getting paid?
they're good. Like I said, like the thing with like Paris is my newest artist, and I would say like he's the freshest of the guys. Like Zoe has a pretty solid fan base. Koi has a pretty solid fan base.
They all do great numbers.
Yeah, Tux is doing
They're
good
all in a
numbers.
great
and
position to be like to go to the next level.
yeah, and then like obviously Tux with the situation. So like all of them were good, and then like I got Paris, who I found him because he was buying features off Koi, And like I remember he bought a feature off Koi, and I put that shit in my likes on SoundCloud, and I would listen to that shit all the time. And then
SoundCloud, what's that?
Yeah, I know. And then like he dropped this song with this dude named Steel 11, who's also like, you know, he's in like a circle of my internet friends and like artists that I fuck with. They dropped this song called Hard, and I was like, fuck it, I'm hitting this kid up. And like that was all on SoundCloud. So like right now, like I'd say like they're all doing good, and it's time to get like Paris at level. But everyone's streaming, they're doing straight.
So you do some serious navigation online.
Yeah.
You move around online too.
Yeah.
And you reach out to people. So like you said, you have internet friends.
Yeah, I have a
that you never really met.
Yeah, dude, I got a bunch of like music internet friends that are
See,
like.
I think you got to master. That's something I would never be able to do.
Like I got like I got a grip like, and you know what's funny is that I'll make friends with someone on the internet, or like I'll find an artist and like I'll end up meeting them. Like so there's an artist, his name is Ikeem, and I used to listen to him. Like I still listen to him all the time. That's like my nigga. But like I remember I found his music and I was just like listening to shit all the time, just like slapping his shit. And then I was in New York, and I was at Dover Street Market, and I walked past the nigga, and he's not even from New York. Like he lives in Cali, but we were both in New York at Dover Street Market, like visiting New York. And I was like, yo, you're Ikeem, and then like.
Yeah, once you start moving around, you start running into people.
So crazy shit like that'll happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like if I'm fortunate enough to like when I go on tours, I usually like all the young artists that I talk to and stuff. Like I bring them out to shows. Like I try to make an effort, especially when I'm on the road, to like link with artists in certain cities and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like I definitely have a strong presence of internet friends, and then like eventually they turn into like.
You gotta train me on that, because I don't have patience for that shit.
Like I got a bunch of.
I mean, yeah, you know how to speak the language and all that. But when I was managing, I was reaching out to promoters. I was reaching out to.
I'm like.
You know, people that are throwing events in different markets, and that's what I was trying to do. You know, but I wasn't necessarily. I don't know. I think I was too hungry. Like I think I was like trying to be too aggressive, and.
I think the tactic that with me. It's not really like a tactic, but the thing with me is that, like I said, it's like music first, and obviously like making relationships like execs and agents and promoters and stuff like that are cool. But all those people come when you're like tied into the good music, and I do other shit that puts me in front of like all these other people. So like I'm very fortunate enough to where like when I'm on the internet, like obviously I'm seeing who's who and shit like that. But when I'm cruising around the internet, bro, I'm like linking with artists. I'm building relationships with the future. You know what I mean? And just understanding where music's going, because.
Where do you think it's going?
Where do I think it's going? Like what do I think like the sound is? It's a couple things. Like I just showed you Youngster Jack and David Shoddy, which is like you know what I mean? It's different. So I see like shit like that going.
They're just gonna find their own lane.
Yeah.
I think
they're dope. Koi put me onto them, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then I like listened to it, I was like, yo, these niggas are tight.
Yeah.
So I think there's like a lane for that. I see it going like that. I see R&B being like pretty big. And obviously pop music will forever be big. And I don't know. I think it's just like anything can go. Everyone listens to everything at this point. Like you have country artists going up. Like you have guys like Rumor, then the dude that did that Rascal Flatts shit. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? He just there's so many lanes. So
who's your favorite producer coming out of the city right now?
Favorite producer?
Yeah, Angel.
Yeah, I'm biased because Angel's like my nigga. So like I'm biased.
I know he's been working.
Yeah, I'm like biased.
I like Pig too. Pig. You ever met Pig?
Nah.
He used to be in my studio in Emergency Arts a lot. He was he's the white dude with the long hair. He cut his hair now, but he moved to LA, I think. But he was nice.
Vegas producers don't tap in with me.
Hold on, was it Two Tone? No, what was his name?
That was the nigga that owned the studio, wasn't he?
He owned the studio. He wasn't a producer though.
I don't know. I never met him.
Okay, me either.
Yeah.
I like Gas. I like Gas too.
Yeah, no, Vegas producers don't tap in with me except for like Angel. So fuck it, Angel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Fuck it. Fuck them.
I mean, I don't care.
Fuck them.
I really don't care.
Say it. Fuck them.
Fuck who? What? The biggest producers? No, I'm not gonna say
saying.
that, but you know what I'm saying. I'll go find like a 15-year-old that makes fucking stupid ass crazy beats in Ohio or some shit. Like, I'm not really tripping.
Who was I remember when you took me backstage and we met Slushy.
Where was that? Where were we at?
At the Revelation, and we went to Slushy's trailer, and we were chopping it up with them for like an hour.
Oh, you're talking about after like the show at the tents and shit?
Yeah, the tents. Yeah,
She's like, that's my dude.
It was so because he was so young and innocent, and he's such a nice kid.
But he's like a big deal.
He's a big deal. I was thrown off for sure. I was thrown off.
Yeah, I love Slushy. Like he's always been super cool. Like, and it's funny because I work in EDM a little bit. Like I got brought into that shit through like Getter and like those guys.
Revelation crew too.
Yeah, like Revelation. But like before I started working Revelation, like I was like I befriended Getter. I don't know if you know who that is. He's like he's a DJ. I ended up becoming friends with a Getter, and then he introduced me to like everybody that was around him were like talented ass DJs, and it just I kind of like fell into EDM.
Okay, so this is my thing with EDM, man. How do you? I'm not impressed. This is not DJing to me. It's not DJing. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm just a guy. Okay, I'm not a DJ, but come on, man. Come on,
dude. You gotta like.
How do you become a? What sets you apart? You're pressing buttons. You're playing songs.
Depends on what you're talking about. You talking about like house music, bass music. You talking about like.
I'm talking about like shit you see in the clubs. Why are those
hits? Nigga, they make some. The guys that you see in the club.
So they're producers.
They're producers. Yeah, they make fucking hits.
So they're really not DJs. They're producers pressing play.
Some of them, yes.
They're producers pressing play.
Some of them, yes. Some of them, no. I'll tell you.
And if you call me a hater on EDM, I will gladly agree with you.
I'll tell you a secret. A lot of them make their mixes first in Ableton and then figure that shit out. But I mean, they're producers, so like whatever. Like I mean, it's
you get it how you can. I'm not. It just seems a little like.
Some of them really DJ. Man. Some of them like it takes a skill. Like it's different than like maybe traditionally, DJing obviously. But I mean like they do their thing. So, but
it makes me feel like I can do it.
You probably could, but you got to make the music and like EDM. That community is like way different than rap, bro. Like you can't really get up there and play like a shit ton of other people's music. Like in that community, like in dance. Producing your own shit and playing your own shit is like a big factor.
I didn't really understand that they're mostly producers.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Yeah.
So like Metro Boomin, he performs at Light or whatever.
Yeah.
He's playing all his shit that he produced.
Yeah.
100% dope.
Yeah.
Do that shit all day. That's your music, really. You did most of the work. Yeah. I think producers, now they're finally getting a lot more acclaim than they used to.
Yeah.
But really, the producers are really making that song because those beats are so fucking insane that. A 10-year-old can get on that beat and it'll be dope. You know?
Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely things. So it's a different world.
Yeah, but I don't fuck with EDM.
It's a different world, bro.
I know. I went to EDC 1 year and for the experience, and that was the last time I'll probably ever go.
I fuck with it, and then I don't fuck with it. But I fuck with the people, like the artists.
Yeah.
And like I fuck with like. The people that work in it and stuff. The fandom is a little weird to me.
Sounds the same to me.
The fandom is a little weird to me, but other than that, like some of the people that work in it are great. So, but
all right, man. I think we'll wrap it up. It's been over an hour. You need any shout outs? Do we do? I don't want to do a shout out.
I don't do. Yeah, fuck that shit. Kind of corny.
All right, congratulations, bro.
Thanks, man.
Until next time.
All right.